Hey guys, it's Sarah from New England Junk Journals, and I am on to continue our work with this Use Up an Entire Fabric Sample Book series. But today we are doing a Tag Tuesday. So come along with me as I show you how I create these wonderful tags that are going to go in the pockets that we made in a previous episode. Tag Tuesday is hosted by Sherry at Turquoise Dreaming, and her information will be linked in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. I have here my bag of templates, and in here I just picked out some tag templates that I have made, and I was playing around with one of these, trying to see if I could do something with this, and I still might, but not for this project right now. What I ended up doing was, move this to the side, I picked out 6 different fabrics here that I wanted to use to make some tags. I have some beautiful embroidered pieces like this. I have some just printed pieces like these. And then I have some of these like thick polyester pieces. This is like I don't want to say it's not crushed velvet. I don't know what it is. It's just this plush fabric. So I have some of these, and I took my kind of very heavy-duty cardstock, and I cut them down 6 inches tall by 4 1/8 inches wide, and I made sure that they would be able to slide in and out of these pockets that we made. And took my template, cut the corners, so we have these lovely tag shapes. So what I'm going to do now is find my fabric glue. There we go, lovely. So I take my fabric, just going to line that up at the bottom, press that down. Now I'm not going to throw this scrap away. I am going to save it for the rest of our project. And I'm not going to cut that pinked part off. I'm going to save, can you see that? Yeah, there you go. I'm going to keep that pinked. I think that looks really nice on the bottom. All right, so I'm going to continue on with the rest of these pieces. So I am putting it kind of all over except on the edges. I don't really want to cover the edges because we're going to sew there. And it's okay if there's little pieces of paper left over. Not a problem. So especially if you had any of those pieces you could not get the paper off, this would make a great option for those. Especially seeing as, you know, this is quite thick cardstock that I'm using, so the added weight of the paper is not going to hurt it at all. This one, yeah, I think I'm going to try to cut these all flush and straight, because I think our sewing will take care of any fraying that might happen. So again, I didn't touch the bottom edge because I really like how that looks. Now this, I'm just going to see how this looks. I really, really like the top of this. Maybe not all the way to the top. I just really like that pattern. And I kind of want to get as much as I can of that. In that case, what I am going to do is put a new pinked edge right here. And just hope that I'm cutting straight. Alright, not too terrible. All right, I like that. So much fluff. Oh my goodness. All right. And there it stays. It has decided that's where it wants to be. I'm not even going to touch the top of that either. Let's see if that works. And now I'm accidentally getting the edge of this, but I want it to be even. So, all right, so we have some scraps there. We have that whole bottom piece, and I really, really like that. Now I do have like the little holes. I don't know if you can see that from where the staples went through, but we'll probably cover up the top of this with maybe some ribbon or lace or something. So as you can see, I am back in my crafting space. They finally kicked me out of the kitchen, guys. They said, that's it. Back to your crafting space you go. Which is okay. I mean, kind of glad I'm down here right now anyway, because everybody else at my house is sick. My poor husband and my kids, they are all hacking and coughing and sniffling. I'm going to do something a little bit different, guys, because I really want this image right here. So I'm going a little bit off, which means I also need to re-pink the bottom here. Yep, okay, good. I like that. I'm trying to hold it like as even as possible so that I'm only cutting exactly on the edge. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. A couple more here. Sorry guys, I'm holding the bottle at an odd angle because it's very difficult for my wrists to hold it properly. There we go. I do want it toward this side. And you are going to see the paper part of this on the bottom, unfortunately. But I think it will be fine. I'm not very worried. This has a lot of dimension to it, so I just want to make sure that this is pressed down and nice and evenly. So after I am done this video, I will be off to make all of the chicken soup for all of the sickos in my house. I feel so bad. Everybody kind of, I mean, they didn't all come down at once. I have my oldest daughter. She has been having a constant cough that she couldn't get rid of. And then everybody else kind of succumbed to it after that. But yeah, I like that. That's going to be nice. Hopefully that will, hang on. Just want to make sure that this is going to lay nice and flat. I just don't want that getting bunched up in the sewing machine later on. But that's very nice. And we have one more to do, and I think that will be fine if I put it right along that edge like that. I really want to make the most of all of this embroidery that we have going on and really showcase it as much as possible. Whoops. Okay, that glue kind of got away from me. but a lot of the other projects or ways to use up this book, I don't think will showcase it quite as well as this. So I'm going to try to take advantage of this as best I can. Very nice. All right. There we go, very lovely. All right, so I'm trying to think if I want to decorate these before or after I stitch them around. All right, don't do that, guys. Don't pull the thread. Never pull the thread. All right, I have some of these sweet little, okay, these say autumn though, so probably I won't use the autumn ones, although the colors, some of the colors just go so well. So let me think about that. I might use those, or I might use some of these. Let's see if I fussy cut some of these to go on the tags or not. But I'm going to go ahead and have a think and look around. I also have some Mary Engelbreit illustrations. So I'm gonna have a think, and when we come back, I'll show you what I picked out. All right, guys, welcome back to my very messy desk, but I finally have all my pieces in order, I think. I've had a chance to stitch all of the bases down. Now I need to reassemble them with everything that was on them. This one, set those aside. This one, I chose this flower fairy on here. And I also chose this piece of trim that I thought coordinated very nicely. And I'm going to even this up and glue this on the top and have this right here. I thought this was the cutest thing, and the colors went so nicely, and I thought that these tassels kind of were like hiding the flower fairy a little bit, because I would imagine that they'd like to stay hidden, but of course you can move them around. So I'm going to glue this piece down and then glue the trim on top. And I know this is from the Autumn Flower Fairy book, but the colors just went so well. I figured you guys will forgive me if it's autumn and not spring, right? Just make sure. Scooch down just a tad. Right. And I'm not sure whether I should put the glue on the trim or on the tag itself. I think I'm trying to decide if I mark it, if it will show up. Which I guess it will. And I don't want to cut any of this off until I have it nicely glued on there. I just realized I went over my mark. Whoops. All right. And I went pretty heavy with this because I want to make sure this sticks really well. I think that's going to be super cute. So let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to wait until this completely dries before I trim the corners. So we'll set that aside for now. But I think that's going to be a super cute tag, guys. Okay, next I'm going to do this red one that I have all set up here. So the next piece to go down is this yellow ribbon. So make sure that that's all spread out nicely. It's gonna go there. Glue this to the very top. again, I'm gonna put this here and I won't clip that until it's all nice and dry. If I need to, I can go over it with stitching later. Have that there. And that right there. So I used this illustration out of a Mary Engelbreit gift book. I'm just spreading this to really make sure it gets out to the edges so I don't have any of those edges lifting up. And I'm just gonna have gluey hands, I guess. Not a big deal. Not sure if I can get this to lay flat, but I will try. There we go. And I'm just going to glue this little sentiment on. I thought it was really, really sweet. And it says, a girl's mother, no, a girl's best friend is her mother, which I think is a lovely sentiment. My mother and I have a really good relationship, and I'm very, very happy to have her as a friend. All right, so that's number 2. We're going to set that aside to dry as well. Let's see, what else do we have? This purple one. Hopefully I can get all of these back on where I want them. Okay, let me take off that piece of glue. Since this is a thin piece of paper, I don't really want very thick beads of glue on here. All right. I need to go in with a finer nozzle of glue to tack down some of this. I absolutely can, because this edge looks a little bit loose. I don't want it coming up later. So there we go. Tacked it down nicely. If I can remember the order that I had these in. Roughly something like that. You know what I'm gonna do? Maybe not. Never mind. I was gonna switch over to tacky glue, but I'm just worried that it won't stay. Is that square? I don't know. I think it's probably as square as it's going to be. There you go. I love how this blue here just brings out the colors in this. And this sentiment, spring adds new life and new beauty to all that is. I'm not really being too shy with this glue because I absolutely want to make sure that this stays put and does not go anywhere. So there's that one. This will definitely end up getting an eyelet and some seam binding or ribbon to go on the top. This one, I have a few pieces here. Just tap that down. And then some on the back of this sentiment. A flower blossoms for its own joy. And the sentiment has been coffee dyed. Just going with something simple here. And then for the top, I took one of those wooden buttons that I got from Temu in my last haul, and I just threaded some crinkled seam binding through it and made it a bow. And I am just going to attach it to the top. And these are great because they are nice and flat. What I am going to do though is put a clip on it to make sure that it dries nice and flush on there. I really wanted to show off this fabric, so I didn't want to cover it up with too much. And lastly, the other tags had been quite more elaborate, so I wanted these to be simple because I just want to show off this beautiful embroidery. So I just have a couple of sentiments here that I watercolored. This one says spring begins, and this one says a kind word is like a spring day. And they're very glittery. I did not realize that's apparently some of the watercolors that I used had sparkle in them. So, and again, let's see, did I want this one here? And this one here, I think. Just very, very simple. And these will probably also get an eyelet and some seam binding. If these don't adhere as well as I would like, I may just end up stitching around them, but we'll see. Yeah, let's not complicate things. We'll put it in the same spot. A little bit more glue on this side. All right, I'm probably going to let these dry under a heavy book to make sure that they dry nice and flat and that none of this paper peels up. All right, so we have these tags. Actually, this is probably dry, so I will go ahead and snip that. There we go, super cute. Oh, hang on. There. I love that. That is adorable. All right, so those are my tags today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, next time we'll move on to another aspect now that these tags are done. Thank you guys for watching. We'll come back next time and we'll work on our book some more. Thank you guys. Bye.